What's up, YouTube? I know. I'm sorry for the wait. I'm so sorry for the wait. Had some technical difficulties with my camera, and when it comes to working even my own camera, like, I am completely lost. So I apologize for that, but hopefully we're back on track. But anyway, it's your guy Rich, aka Richie Fit. Y'all already know what to do about that, man. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me down below. I am trying to release one video every other day. Yes, so make sure you turn those notifications on so you know exactly when that next video drops. And to my new subscribers, I appreciate you all. You do not go unnoticed. Trust and believe me, you do not go unnoticed. But we're going to get into this video. Welcome to the information station, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take off.
3, 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
Number 1, don't pay attention to the front of the label. Do not pay attention to the front of the label. It is all for show. That is all it is. They're gonna put out a bunch of crazy claims, crazy focus, extreme blend, the strongest pre-workout you've ever had. It's gonna say all types of crazy stuff. It means absolutely nothing. I could make a pre-workout myself here at home, write whatever the hell I want to on this front, and not get in trouble for it. It means absolutely nothing, guys. Where you want to look at is right here on the back. This is the bread and butter right here. This is where you need to look when you look at pre-workouts, okay? So, number 2, you want to make sure that there are no proprietary blends on the back of your pre-workout, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. For example, this pre-workout here, there is a mix of 335 milligrams. It's called a focus blend. There's caffeine, L-tyrosine, velvet bean. Oh, and velvet bean. Okay, so caffeine, L-tyrosine, and velvet bean. There's 335 milligrams of that in here. Okay, so with that, all we know is out of that 335 milligrams, there's caffeine, tyrosine, and velvet bean. That's all you know. We don't know whether, you know, there's 1 milligram of caffeine or there's 334 milligrams of caffeine or there's 200 milligrams of caffeine, because that's what a proprietary blend is. It hides exactly how much of each ingredient is actually in here. So what companies like to do is they take the cheaper ingredients, and they, like, for example, out of that 335 milligrams, if caffeine is cheap, they're going to use like 330 milligrams of caffeine and 2.5 grams of tyrosine and 2.5 grams of velvet bean. That's absolutely nothing, okay? So make sure that there are no proprietary blends. It's just a way that companies hide exactly how much is in each scoop. It used to be, back in the day when companies first started doing that, it was legitimate because companies were concerned that other companies would take their ingredients list and just copycat it. But now all companies know what works, what doesn't work. So it's just a bunch of bogus crap. Companies tried to hide exactly how much is in here just to save a few dollars and shortchange us customers, okay? So make sure that there are no proprietary blends in your pre-workout, all right? Also, next thing, make sure that the scoop size is a decent size. If your scoop size in your pre-workout is like this big, is like that big, you got some issues, buddy, because there's not much of anything in there. For example, creatine. Now, if you watch my previous video, I like to use creatine monohydrate. If you watched it, you know exactly why I use creatine monohydrate. But anyway, you need about 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. Now, if you have a tiny scoop, there's no way that you're going to get everything else that you need and that creatine monohydrate in a little tiny scoop, okay? You need 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. This scoop is 16 grams, okay? So there's only 11 grams well, if it was creatine monohydrate, there would only be 11 grams of everything else in here. Okay, so the bigger the scoop, the better. Make sure you look for a big scoop size, and you can find that right on the supplement facts label. It should be right at the very top. It'll say 1 scoop, and then it'll have a grams number in parentheses. Make sure that scoop size is at least 15 grams. Okay. Last thing, I won't keep y'all long. Last thing are the essential ingredients that you want to look for. Number 1 should be creatine. I prefer creatine monohydrate, but there are some other types of creatine in this world as well. But make sure that there's creatine in your pre-workout. Beta-alanine. Now, beta-alanine, if you've ever felt that burning feeling when you're in the gym, when you're really going hard, doing a lot of reps, a lot of sets, beta-alanine is going to help buffer that so you can lift longer and grow stronger. You know, at the end of the day, make sure that there is citrulline malate as well in your pre-workout. It's basically a vasodilator, so it's going to open up those blood vessels, get that blood flowing, get you a better pump, get those nutrients flowing to the muscles quicker, so you get bigger and stronger. Make sure that there's caffeine in your pre-workout. Now, if you're a person that is sensitive to stimulants, or you don't want a stimulant pre-workout, or you work out late at night, I recommend not using caffeine, obviously, and looking for a pre-workout that has citrulline malate, arginine, and agmatine. Those, it's going to give you an insane pump, if you don't want to use caffeine. Also, last thing, try to make sure that there are BCAAs in your pre-workout. Now, me personally, I drink BCAAs during my workout instead of having them in my pre-workout. So if you want to do it that way, that is fine as well. All right, so let's go back over this list really quick. Don't pay attention to the front. It means absolutely nothing. Turn to the back and make sure that there are no proprietary blends. Okay? Make sure the scoop size is at least 15 grams. And make sure that there's creatine, beta-alanine, citrulline malate, caffeine, and BCAAs in your pre-workout. All right, ladies and gentlemen? That's going to wrap up today's video. Hope y'all can take something from it, learn something from it, and throw it into your own lives. But let's make today count, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make today count. I'll see y'all in the next one.